wanna see you with your hands up. Going straight to the sky, let me see you put your hands up. Cause the limit is the sky. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life. Stay up. Got to stay so young.
Hello. My name is Kat Oshman from California, USA. I'm a VP swimmer designer and confidence catalyst.
Wow, good morning, good afternoon, and hello to the global family. My name is Ntsiki. I'm the international public speaker, coach, and author all the way from South Africa. Hello, Amplified Moms Empowerment Network, and all our viewers.
Hello, and welcome. So, sis, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, as you can see. It's really cold down here in the south. We are at the foot of Africa, in South Africa, so it's very cold. It's our winter, it's July, so it's windy, it's cold, it's rainy. So it's that kind.
Well, it's a beautiful coat. I love that color and the texture. And it's fully opposite from where you are here in California. It's going to be like, I don't know, almost 100 degrees, or if not that.
Wow. You see how we live in different worlds, but on the globe. The beauty is that the zone, we can connect at any time zone, different seasons, just like life, really. You see, we go through different seasons in life. Someone will be going through summer and someone will be going through winter. Hence, we have Amplified Moms Empowerment Network to come together to inspire, encourage, motivate each other, or hold each other up in any season. That if it's winter season, things are, bad, we hold each other up. If it's summer season, we celebrate together.
Absolutely. And that goes for the physical seasons and the spiritual seasons, where we, have built this Amplified Moms Empowerment Network to bring women together and create a global sisterhood community where we can talk about culture, diversity, growth mindset, business, and really whatever else is happening in our lives and what's going on.
Absolutely. Hence, we travel today all the way virtually. We are in Bangladesh. Yay.
Bangladesh.
We have a special mom from Bangladesh. We're going to be composing songs on the studio. I tell you.
I'm not a singer, so I'm just joining you.
Don't worry. You must. Then you are a backup vocalist. They call them BVs. When there's a lead singer and there's a BV. So we complement each other. So please, mom from Bangladesh, show up.
I love, Amplified Moms, right? But not all of our guests are moms or married or anything like that. So that is what's great about our inclusive community. And, one of our guests, and I'm going to let you introduce her, Sister Ntsiki, she is from Bangladesh, and we're bringing together this global community. And, she will share more about herself. So I'm going to bring up Miss Faiza Prodham.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the show. Wow. Today.
Thank you very much, and so good to see you both, and it's amazing. I'm so happy to be part of this show in this awesome platform.
Wow. Welcome. Thanks to you. We are so excited to have you on the show. Wow. We have, let me introduce you nicely and properly. We have Faiza Prodham. She comes from Bangladesh, and it's Faiza Prodham Mehjabin. No, please say that out for us so that we all catch it right.
Come again. I'm losing your voice.
Faiza Prodham.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Faiza Prodham.
Mehjabin.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. It's right.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. She's an author, author, writer, wellness speaker, and thinker. She's an educator, researcher and columnist, wonderful wellness speaker and thinker. I love this because it means we're just going to delve down into positive thinking. She's a global peace ambassador at Polygal LLC, Book USA, and ambassador of BFC, Breathing for Change founder and CEO at 360-degree LTD Production House. That's an IT firm and interior design. What she is really an all rounder. We are going to just dwell and delve into how she became this kind of an all rounder. In the beauty industry, you are there as well as founder and managing director, CEO at Petals Unisex Spa Salon. She pioneered this business trend in Bangladesh. Let's welcome Faiza so she can just tell us just a little bit more about all these. She is we say someone like this is versatile. So she'll share with us. Maybe you can just lead on now on the question of being versatile. Where did she start? With industry she started, and I'll take it from there after you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that's a very great question with all this transition of my life and different field. I think that things I know in the beginning it might sound a little bit weird for a person to see in so many different field, right? But I had a different kind of understanding and question in my mind that if my core purpose is to educate the mind along with formal education. So all these things basically fall into one place under one umbrella. So in that way, I prefer to get out there and gain that practical knowledge and understanding for myself so that I can share with others, which is my core purpose. And I think practically when you go out there and you experience different kind of field and it's strategy, it's policy, it's fundamental. It gives you a different kind of closure to understand in a vast way. And from there, you actually can use your own creativity. You can tweak them, you can curve them to harness in your own way. So I think that was my core intention of being out there and exploring myself. I believe that one, you develop that understanding about yourself and you understand that excitement of exploring because knowledge is power. There is nothing else can beat this. So you can gain and gather knowledge from anything, from anyone. All you have to be aware of that. So having that awareness actually helped me and led me to travel on this journey. So yeah.
I love
Wow.
that. So you said knowledge is power, right? However, you're not just behind the screen absorbing the knowledge, you're actually applying it. You are part of a lot of different organizations and movements, and you're starting your own thing, which we will launch another time. So you guys have to come back and we'll have Faiza again because she's got special announcements in the future. But like how, living in Bangladesh, so we have a very global community, Faiza,
Right.
and you're so beautiful and talented and, inspiring, and you aspire to be just so great as an influencer. What were some of the first steps that led you to this personal growth journey and to step out of your comfort zone? What did the beginning look like for you?
Okay. That's a very wonderful question and very close to my heart. So thank you. Beginning was really difficult. I mean, very, very difficult. First of all, if I give you the background of me as a person, what kind of person I'm an extremely introvert kid. So it was quite impossible for me to go out there and hold a conversation and mingle with people. That was like a danger zone for me. All right. So I started piling up all those thoughts. inside in me. And I used to observe and notice people. I don't know if you are aware of that or you face it in your life or not. But what I have seen here and around close people and all, it's very easy for people to jump into conclusion and judgment, passing comments, and being very negative. As a person, you can make mistakes. You are allowed to make mistakes, right? But if other person understand that you are making mistakes, I think it's one person's responsibility as a good human being to go out there and lend a supporting hand. So I think there was a gap. I never noticed or seen something like that. So from there, it was piling up back in my mind, and I started digging. And and I noticed people are educated. Everyone is educated, but it's still the gap is very different. This behavior is very different. And I started scrutinizing why people act like that, why the behavior is not proper or good towards one another and respectful. Especially if I pick few points out of that, that would be first thing gossip, backbiting, and trying to look good, better than somebody else, not being respectful or not, and not to accept someone as they are. They need title, they need some kind of validation. So in a world, as a human being, if we really want to grow out there, validation cannot be something very concrete to grow, to flourish, to bring that fulfillment in mankind life. That was my understanding. So after that, I started doing my digging from the aspects of spiritual field, from the scientific background, from the social anthropology, theology, mythology, even. So what I discovered about human behavior, it's like it's a practice. Human mind, if you study the neuroscience, you will see thousand per second, 1,000 billion neurons are firing, and per second 5 to 50 message information is delivered to ourselves. Understand the speed of our brain, it's like incredible. When I get into there, I was literally shocked. I mean, seriously, how come we never take this time to look into ourselves and break it down, that our own anatomy and the power of our mind? From that point, I started digging, and I found out that the behavior that we need to change or we want to achieve in future for our next generation, it really depends on the practice. And some of this you inherit through your DNA from your family, grandfather, forefather, long practice. So a person can shape their thoughts into reality. It is proven even in science. So I think that is a very core important point to emphasize on and share with people to take a self development journey. I just literally want to invite and support and encourage each and every individual, including adults. You can change your life. And trust me, once you have that enlightenment of your true self, you actually could see the reflection within your inner wisdom, that happiness, that is strength, that confidence to go out there and do anything you want to do. That gives you a different kind of fulfillment. I mean, what else a person need once you know your true self? So yeah, from there I was inspired, and this is the movement I'm making, and I want to encourage everyone to take this journey, apply an alternative approach, which I call self mastery, because formal education we all do need, we must. But if you see it for a second in that way, that we go to formal education, get some degree and certification, basically we validate and we secure one job to survive, right? So if you are not capable of thinking out of those rules, if your mind cannot expand beyond what it is, then you cannot reach out there. So it will be limited, it will stuck in one thing, that you go and you'll get a job and you'll live a life. There is nothing to explore, there is nothing to discover. So I think human mind, if you see how that divine power has created us, every one of us are so talented, are so unique. All it's required to know it and to go out there and knock it, open it, and do your homework. And you become, every day you do your practice, you become expert, right? For example, when you start go for driving lessons, or first time you go, and back in that time it was an auto car, right? It was like manual. You need to go for the clutch, brake, so gear change, so many things. How your brain has to function three four things at a time. Beginning it was difficult, to bring that balance within your body. Once you started doing it, practicing it, at some point, so life is like that. It is a journey. You just need to practice it.
I love that.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. It is a journey. Sometimes if you are at school, in the classroom or varsity, if you are in an accounting lecture, the lecturer will tell you, accounting is not difficult. All you need is to practice every day. Same as mathematics. It's not difficult. All you need is to practice every day. Same as music. Why do we go to rehearsals all the time as music groups? Because you have to master that note. You have to master the chromatics in between the notes. You have to master the blending. But beautifully so, you put it rightfully on the personal mastery. Bottom line is the power is within us. The power is within each and every person. What we need out to the world from the coaches can lead you and direct you. But what you need is right inside of you.
Yes.
Now, leading to my next question, on that personal mastery that you focus on, you focus on you as the person. Would you take us through what made you to come to that understanding that if you master you, then your purpose will be aligned and synced with your passion in life?
Yeah, sure. A wonderful question. Okay, first thing first, I'll give you a small example. For a moment, just look at yourself. You have your body, physical existence. You have your soul and heart, where you connect with those emotional intelligence, and your brain, the mathematics, the calculation, ideas, everything, right? How these three things are connected. For example, you have a body, but you don't have a mind, intellect mind. So it is not going to serve the purpose. Then you have a mind, and you are not connected to your soul. So I see human is more than one dimension. They are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual being. And most of the time we ignore that core part of it. So how can you become you? That's why you is important, because sometimes we even don't know who we are, and I will tell you why is that. That's a belief that we were taught or learned from the environment and family during the upbringing, and the social notion and concept that this is your name, this is what you do, then you said that's you. But is it actually, I'm asking about you? No, I'm asking you true self. Who are you? If I ask you, how you gonna explain it to me? You might have fear, you might have a lack of something, you might have a tremendous power and talent about something. Some people doesn't know about this, or maybe they're not aware of it. That's where the gap is coming. So here I'm trying to address and let people to know, look into yourself and discover yourself and know your true self. Now you will we all are aware of that, and we know that most of the time in today's world, if you look around, you will see people are living a life in a competition. They barely have a time to breathe. They barely have a time to calm down and chill with themselves, with their inner mind. It is always competition going out there. I have to be much better than her. I have to be better than Cat. I have to be better than her. So that's why what happened. We lost ourselves because I'm looking up to somebody else instead of looking at to me, instead of giving in to myself. So A person should first start giving love, care, respect, acceptance to themselves. Once you start giving into yourself, this thing is gonna produce everything else for yourself and others. So the bottom line is, if I want to help and serve my community, my nation, and the world for humanity, for the greater good, education, the next generation, I have to have that intention and pure mindset about adding value to others along with me. Because it's a law of nature, as I'm a believer of divine power. I have a huge faith in it because we are the influence of divine power. Without for a second, if you think there is no moon, there is no sky, there is no star, there is no power, there is no energy. So we all, anything that vibrates around us, it's energy. We are consuming that energy, we are transforming from that. So I think therefore everyone should focus on themselves and become their true self. It's much more important than looking up to somebody else, because you have your journey. My journey and your journey isn't going to be the same, but we can come along and find a common ground to hand give a supportive hand to one another, help one another, lift one another. And here I want to address for women, as this show is empowering women and acknowledging those beautiful women across the globe. It's so powerful and so amazing. I want to thank you both for this show. Most of the time, why women are not out there in a good way, or some women cannot live their dream life, or they want to achieve something they desire for in back in their mind inside, because other women are not supportive. They feel envy, they feel jealousy. I don't know, I have faced it in myself, in my life. It's so bad energy. Trust me, when someone is giving you this kind of intention, and whether you are aware of it or no, in deep down it's gonna ruin your mindset. It will lower your energy. So that's why when you develop your self development journey, you will learn how to tweak it. You will learn how to hack this. You will learn how not to acknowledge those negative energy noises, and you can create your own trail. You can pave your own path. So yeah, I think that's why you are the power. No one is you. Just remember that. No one is gonna come to you and hand it to you. Yeah, this is your achievement, this is your goal, you do. You wouldn't call me today if I wouldn't have done all my work. Right. I did it. I put my effort there, and it is my honest effort. Doesn't matter how small or how big it is. Every day I'm doing it. I'm not missing a single second. I'm trying to find a way how I can contribute to people for to rebuild a better mindset for the entire world and for our next generation. It's very important, because if we teach our youth from now on, because as I said, it's about practice. And then again, let me come to the neuroscience. Our brain understands the language of sound, not Chinese, not Bangla, not Hindi, not African, whatever language you say. Have you ever noticed when we watch a movie, if a movie is in Chinese, they are crying or something funny or something very dangerous, we do react. Our brain react, right? We feel that, oh, something is going to happen, oh, she's going to die. Why is that? Because brain doesn't understand the language, they understand the sound, the intonation of that sound, and which parameter that sound is delivering to our brain. So it is very important for people to understand, whenever the kids or the young people are around you, you should know how you should behave, what terms you should use, because it's gonna pile up their mindset, it's gonna build their emotional psychological development. It basically play the role after they turn 15, 18, 19. That time maybe they are not aware of what I'm saying, what you saying, but they understand the tone. The brain captures, subconscious store it. And another thing that subconscious doesn't reflect, they just store the information based on your energy, how enthusiastic you were during that moment, how much focus and intention you put out there. So that's how brain, our subconscious thinks it's very important for ourselves. Let me store it, when it will come at the right time, we'll deliver it. So that's how it works in human mind. So I think people need to understand neurology and neuroscience, and that behavior biology. So behavior biology also interconnected to that. It depends on your practice and your lifestyle, your food habits. You will notice if you eat good and healthy, it gives you a good result from your skin tone to your internal organ, your hair, and everything, right? When you deprive your body from those good nutrients, protein, which is necessary, you will see the difference it's gonna reflect to your body, the disbalance and unhealthy approach. So everything is connected. That's why only thinking about one thing isn't enough. So a person need to delve into the self-development journey from all the aspects of life. Because when I address all the aspects of life as a person, suppose you are a doctor, right? In your life you have social community to maintain, you have a family to maintain, and someone, if they get sick, you need to communicate with doctor. If some technical issues arise with your car, you need to interact with that engineer or the technician. So if you notice, everyday life is part of all of this. So only one thing you want to focus isn't enough to live a fulfillment life with purpose and meaning. Therefore, you are the you, and one is you, and it's so powerful. And with you, just add now. Now is your power. Just get on the floor, make your mind, anything that you want to unleash about yourself, give it a shot. Forget about you gonna fail or you're gonna make mistakes. It's part of the process. So trust the process.
I love that. That was like such a power packed answer that I feel like there's so many things that you unleashed, and I was just like clapping and cheering in my head, like as you were just, talking, because we're of the same growth mindset, right? Like us three women, and then a lot of people in our community as well. And so when you talk about starting with you and the power and everything that you have starts with you, right? Like because technically you can try to bring people along, but you're literally like pulling them sometimes or pushing them, and they're not going through their own personal growth journey. But before you even got to your momentum, because at some point you were little Faiza, cute little Faiza girl, right? Like, were you always this self aware? Were you always this enlightened? Or, like, what was that aha moment for you growing up? How old were you? When did you say, you know what, this is my calling, or I'm
Okay.
aware and I'm going to grow and share?
That's really a awesome question. Give me a second to process it, how I should put it.
Okay, yeah, go
So
ahead.
when I was kid, as I said, extremely introvert. I mean, suppose if my mom and my other siblings, they used to turn on the TV or watch a cartoon, spend some time and all. I used to sit for a second or maximum maybe 2, 3, 5 minutes. After that, I used to get up. I used to go to my room, and I was busy with my dolls and my place. That is like my whole world. So as my mom said, I used to talk to myself. I had a self-chatting habit since I was kid for 5. I used to talk to myself, talk to my dolls. I don't know, so many things which I used to see that that was my world, a different world, and it was very difficult to let people know back then and to explain why I'm not so cool around so many people. So gradually, when I was growing up, and another thing that I noticed, I used to question things a lot, a lot. For example, it's funny, quite funny, but let me share. So when I used to look out through the window up above the sky, and I used to see clouds white, and trust me, I was so sure it's a sugar candy. And I used to love sweet, like anything. You give me sweet, it's just done. I'm happy. So I was like questioning, if the rain comes, how this sugar cotton gonna be okay, what it just go wasted completely. I could have had half of them, or I could have shared with others. So I started piling how I'm gonna go up above and grab them and store them. I was thinking, okay, I will get one later. Then I count the building. Okay, just six stored building and eight. It's not enough. Okay, how about I put that height level of another four, five later, and I will definitely reach the sky. So this was my thing. That's how I used to see things. And most of the time, what I did not like when people, aggressively shouted around, or some aunties, and when they used to judge, especially if I pick my own aunt, like my mom's sister, as I wasn't like other kids, she used to, pick it, and she used to pass comments. She used to like tell, is she is different, or does she have a difficulty? Why she doesn't act like other kids? Why she is not going out there and playing, running? I never like those things. I'm very steady. I know what I'm doing, because my mind was already mature than my age group people. So there wasn't anything for me to hold or interact anything. I think that thing I understood very early age, and I kept it within myself. And gradually, things actually started evolving, and I started even get more introvert. So at some point, at the age of 13, 14, I realized my introvertness has nothing to do with me being going out there and act on my things that I want to do. I always wanted or see things out of the rules. Rules used to annoy me. I prefer principles, which has range, which you can carve, which you can harness in your way. Definitely, it gives you different kind of range, because you have a different idea, I have a different idea. So if we can collaborate all these beautiful mind and unique ideas and sum up them into something concrete, we can flourish, we can bring the best out of it. So that was in my mind. So that time I was traveling, so I met someone. He might be more older than my dad. So we started talking. I don't know what caught him my attention. I was sitting quiet, so he started talking to me, and he was saying, I do this, that, how old are you, and all. So suddenly he said, I started my career at the age of 12. I used to he was American mix something, I remember. So I started doing something. I used to sell pencil, I used to send these at the school. So gradually I started making money and build a business, and today I'm here. That inspires me like hell. Oh my gosh, if that man can start at the age of 12, I can do it at the age of 13. Why not? So that's how I got inspired. And before that, I was part of social organization. I used to help kids who were underprivileged and handicapped. So I even organize what's it called, charity show. And let me address this name. His name is Ayub Bachu. He is a national singer of Bangladesh and very famous, very known, and like family friends. So I went to him, said I want to organize a show and invite people, and for a charity to fundraise and to help those kids. He was like so shocked. At this age, a girl is coming to me and asking me to perform so that she can respond. He just took 3, 4, 5 minutes. Then he put me in his studio. Okay, you play, check out the piano and all. After that, which day you need me? So I gave him the date and all. He gave me the date, and we went for this show. So it was like memorable. So he is not anymore with us. We lost him like past 4, 5 years back, and I will remember always that. So this kind of small journey I have started very early age, but I wasn't very loud. I People always used to tell me, "You doing everything, but you are behind the scene, behind the why you're not making yourself visible." So my belief was, I believe in my action and my doing. I don't need to show my face or let people know. That was like it. As an introvert, I always avoid crowd or being out there, just to focus on. But gradually, I did few more other projects and all. So in the meantime, I bumped to few other people, because when you want to work, you need to be with one another. You need to exchange support, help, and performance to grow something that you want to. Out of that, few people were so toxic. All my work, all my ideas, everything was mine, just because I was always behind the scene. When it was the time to introduce or let people know who is behind this cause, they literally, you know, whipped me out. My name wasn't even there. From that day, I took that lesson. Okay, me being introvert, I should not allow myself to sabotage in my own problem or own limitation. But I'm out of my limitations, I know. So I started working on it. Then I asked myself that I already built a huge, strong barrier around myself, that if people want, they cannot reach me. So if someone wants to be alone, they can. It is their choice. No one can help it. Then if I am the master of it, then I am the master of breaking it as well. I'll be open to everything. Still, I'll have my choice. I'll make my decision. So that's how I started talking, interacting people, to the point. After that, things just fall into place. So, and that's why I said it depends on you. You just need to believe in yourself.
Wow, this is really amazing. You
Can
you
I
really have a
just
voice.
a second?
All right,
Got a
we had
doorbell.
the bell. Good.
This is live,
Yeah,
guys. This is us.
of course. And she
I'm
really has a
so
voice, and
sorry. I'm back. I'm back.
people.
Yeah, no
Oh,
worries.
wonderful. We're just talking about the voice, women and their voices from wherever. And now this voice was molded into unleashing the power that was within you. And as I'm listening to you, that creative thinking. Then when you want to create stairs to go up the ladder and go get the candy up there, that is, you are creating already. Your mind is already creating. Hence, it can stretch to thinking, what more can I do? And stretch into advanced thinking. Today, we have even special courses on just advanced thinking, how you can stretch your mind, negatively and positively, you know and then you come back again. I'm listening and say, maybe we'll have another episode when we talk about the brain and the mind. There's a difference, what the
Love.
brain does and the mind does, and knowing that there's a lower brain, there's an upper brain, and the mindset and all this. When you say you don't like jokes, then we're talking now on the level of perception. It's your perception on how jokes are coming in, and then there is that, now how to understand them. And again, there is that thing of, assumptions, then feelings. Those four ladders, they go a long way. Hence, in relationships, people break down because of misunderstanding in those four areas in life. Four areas of perception we perceive differently, be it right or wrong. And then
Yeah.
there is understanding, we understand things differently until explained. Then
Yes.
there is, assumption. What do you mean by that? No, I'm just joking. But what is the meaning of your joke? Now we know there's an expensive joke, there's a joke you can laugh at, or there's a joke you cannot just say to someone in front of other people because you know the intention. Then it comes to feelings, how this whole thing make you feel as a person. It's not that your feeling is right or wrong, but you feel. It's about people knowing how you feel and accepting how you feel too, because you have a right to your feelings. So, this mindset, you know error and the advanced thinking into self and personal mastery, it needs really a road. It's a daily walk and it's a journey. that we all go through every day, of understanding even how to live together, even how to be here together now in the studio. We respect. When you
Yes.
speak and we've asked the question or want you to explain, we listen. So the voices of women go far, and women can speak. I've realized women can speak. On that note, sis, over to you.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to unpack. So I'm going to address the whole joke thing because, Faiza, you said you couldn't handle a joke growing up.
Yeah, but I never get jokes. It was like they used to call me I'm a blondie because I was always curious. Maybe that was the reason.
Are
Now
you
I get
able?
it.
You get it now, right? Because you look like you can appreciate a really good joke now, right? But
Yeah, maybe
I
I
think
should try.
when it comes to jokes, there's a lot of triggers that can come up when people tell you a joke because some can be very harmless, very harmless, and then there's jokes that stem from negative emotions that are geared
Yeah,
specifically toward either the person they're sharing the joke with or about certain culture or people. So I totally understand like where you're coming from because I think you also have to have a really good level of discernment when you hear a joke. It's like, haha, that is funny. And then
yeah,
compartmentalize, like, okay, I shouldn't be offended by this joke. However, a lot of jokes nowadays are very offensive.
yeah. I mean, what actually, if you see that as an introvert, it was difficult for me to understand even jokes. Joke has its own vibe, and jokes actually really good. It's a different kind of talent. Everyone cannot make you laugh. So it's
Right.
a unique quality of a person who can crack a joke and make people laugh. It's wonderful. But it was my limitation that I couldn't take joke. But now I know.
That's great. And
All right.
Sister Nasiki, you mentioned, having a voice, and that is one of the main reasons we launched Amen, Amplified Moms Empowerment Network, is to provide a platform so that women globally can come on and share their stories, share their voice, because it is so important to speak your truth. And Faiza, you mentioned about like sharing your story and the importance of finding your voice and using your voice, and us three understand that, but I think there's a lot of women that are still to this day like they feel silenced, right? Whether it's through the work environment, through family life, and it's so important for us to like just hold hands and create a very safe space for us to do that,
Yes.
online and offline, right? Because
Yes.
we all do the work offline as well. And we champion inclusivity and diversity so that all the women feel loved and included, with giving them hope for, for their present and for the future. Because I think that's what a lot of people lack right now with so many
Yes.
things that's going on, is they lack the hope. I think you have to start with hope, and then you feel like, okay, there's hope. I can now feel confident to go on the growth journey. But I think
Yes.
if you feel hopeless, do you
It's
feel
important.
inspired to go on the growth journey?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Back to you.
So, yeah, so on that note, as you mentioned, women, actually, that's a practical fact. That's why so many organizations are working to empower women and award them. So, how a person who is already hopeless understand this? Because that thing already has been developed in their mind, right? So, if a person is completely hopeless, she has to be heard. By whom? By you, me, her, all of us. Once these thoughts will be fitted into her mind, she'll have a idea. It will help to open her own mind. Then she can regain hope again. Then she will understand her importance, her priority, what she is worth of. I think that's why might no change ever happened in this world, and it is not going to happen even today. So we just cannot stop. We just need to repeat it. We just need to reach out there. We need to put our effort. You are doing it from your part. I'm doing it in my part. So as I'm a researcher and writer, so there are so many organization, research center where I actually on and off always into article, based on that fact. So I'll pick. Well, recently I wrote one for that IIU International University Research Center. Let me where I talked about differentiated approach towards education. Now, I study, I observe, I collect data in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and so many other countries, even in America. There is data of it. You will see the family, the teachers, they have a fixed rule for the kid, fixed kind of arrangement for all the children. In one classroom, you have 100, 200 kids, right? Are you telling me to believe that 200 kids hold the same kind of understanding level, IQ level? No, right? So, how can you assure and determine that education everyone will grab in the same manner? We need to focus on that learning has more than one methods, one process, one capacity, and it depends on every individual. You might be a great learner by listening. I might be a great learner by writing, by seeing, and some are they love to learn with physical movement where they have activities, so they learn first, they grab the idea. So I think all the organization, academic wise, they need to focus on every case and try to collaborate and bring that diversification of teaching them. So as a mentor for all the mentee, I would advise that academic organization to take in their concern to provide all the access for all the children. It's important because no one is same. That's how I think the purpose will be served, that which we are intent to provide. This is one point, and as you mentioned, the women who are hopeless in Bangladesh. For let me tell you, as I mentioned earlier, the women why they are hopeless. It's not only somebody else's fault or man's fault. It is their fault even. Why do you believe into something without putting your mind? That's why I always emphasize on asking the question. Ask yourself. You don't need to become a master of everything over the night, but you at least care for yourself. Ask those questions to yourself. Why don't you put yourself out there? Why don't you do your study? Why don't you go and ask a friend, ask a brother, ask a sister? If I want to help myself, first I have to want it. I don't know how I'm gonna source it, but first I have to want it. When I'm sure that I want it, I'll get out there. I'll call Kat. I'll call you. Okay, I'm stuck here. This is what I'm looking for. What's your take on it? Let's share. Because this is our job, who have enlightened mind and growing, that we all are talking about growth. Any subject you want to emphasize on, whether it's women, whether it's children, it's SDG or the climate action, everything comes so proper and makes sense once our individual is developed. You understand, you working on climate change, if all the minds are developed and have that awareness, yeah, we need to be careful, we should not waste water, we should save energy because there is a crisis. You don't need to waste time. Everyone will take their own responsibility. But if you are out there doing it all alone, how many times and how long you alone can survive to serve the purpose? So I think we need to dig deeper, get to the root. If you want a beautiful olive branch, that beautiful tree, you need to water the root. You need to make sure your ground is strong. Anything you want to build, the foundation matters, the bringing matters. So as you, okay, as a person, as a kid, if you see, it's very important that you give them a proper upbringing. And what is the timeline for this? It's 1 to 8 to develop their whole mindset, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, intellectually. that person at the age, he or she is already developed to turn into 30 or 35, 25, whatever she or he become. That's where we are making the mistakes. We are thinking, oh, okay, she will grow up after 25, 30. No, that's not how
Mm.
it works. We are missing the most important part, and it's even scientifically also it's proven. So now you understand why kids should be priority for parents, for the environment, and for teachers. I mean, you should give you 100%. Just pour yourself to raise those kids and educate their mind along with formal education. If we want to have a better world, we need a golden mind. And this mind we really can harvest now. Now is the time. So yeah.
Exactly.
But
Wow. Now is the time to harvest and to instill that seed that, it leads us to the next, part we can talk about now as we round up confidence. If they have confidence at that age, have you seen a 5-year-old singing on whatever has got talent? And a 3-year-old singing, 8-year-old singing, and it's like they rock the stage and they show up, they stand confidently, they address the judges confidently, and even say, I really wanted to be here in this show, and I know you're going to give me that gold buzz, confidently so.
True.
Where did we miss it as adults, this confidence thing? What does confidence mean to you?
Okay. Okay. Uh, it's a wonderful question again. Thanks for asking me this. How I should put it? Okay, in average way, when I observe, I actually observe things because as a writer, you need to observe, you need to understand all this tone, intention, and the ambience and the setting of the environment. So when I go out there, any social settings or any gathering, I see people, and even you will also notice that people have a tendency to make somebody else look smaller or make themselves so bigger than them. Or you will see people like they're always shrinking. They have self-doubt, they fear, they think they are so small, they are not enough, they're not good enough. For me is you should take pride of being you and be comfortable and be respectful to one another and go out there, be happy with yourself at the same time. You give respect everyone what they deserve, but here is two kind of problem. Either one person think he or she is so less, they have self-doubt about themselves, or the other person thinks they're like overconfident. So overconfident and self-doubt, less confident, both are actually not going to work in your favor. If you really want to grow, be comfortable in your own skin, be out there, be appreciate. You will be appreciated by your own unique true nature, and you also can appreciate other with respect and love and encourage people. It doesn't cost money. Very simple. You can encourage. You can give a sweet, positive, nice gesture to one another, and trust me, it changes your thoughts. It changes your biology even. For example, if suddenly you come to me and slap me or say something very rude, am I not going to react? I will react, right? And I will react very bad, even double. If you slap me one, I might slap you back double or triple. That's the action, and it's a law of action and reaction. You cannot change it. But you are saying in your conscious state that, yeah, we want to do good, want to bring change, but you are not behaving like one. How it's gonna help? If I address you, if I praise you, if I support your cause, and I try to be empathetic with you, that will lift your inner confidence even higher. So you will learn to respect others and you will gain respect for yourself. It's a law of nature. There is no other way around. So
wow,
yeah, just be comfortable on your own skin.
I love that. I like to call myself the confidence catalyst because all you need is a spark, like just a little light match, and you can with a little compliment, or a smile, or making somebody feel seen, right, can boost their confidence. Because a lot of times we
That will reflect to
yeah,
yourself once you have that thing inside you. I mean, I believe it in that way.
absolutely. Fun. I'm loving this. We could
Oh,
be here all day, ladies, all day.
I tell you, what is anything you're excited about as we close it up? After that, we hand it over to Kat to just round it up. Are you excited about anything at this stage in your life? Let's just get excited. You know how women are.
Yes, I think women should take pride for being women. They are so beautiful. The way God has created them with beauty, with that beautiful mind, and they are so focused. They can see things, notice things much more precisely. They play a vital role from home to nation. So our women is very powerful and strong.
That's
Wow, thank you
awesome.
so much. Awesome,
Well,
sis.
we've loved having you. And how can people find you?
How can people find me? I think I'm out there, whoever needs. Oh,
Well, are
give
you
me.
on Instagram? Are you on
Yes,
Facebook?
I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook.
Okay. So shall they just search for your name then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So everybody, if you want to follow Faiza Prodham, Mehjabin, I love, like, you just have such a beautiful name.
Yeah,
Just
just type
please.
Faiza underscore Pradhan.
Okay, so say that again, Faiza.
Faiza underscore Pradhan. Prodhan.
Awesome. So look for her on IG, Twitter, Facebook, and you can follow Faiza and everything she's doing. We loved having you. One of the things I love that you said was principles over rules, right? I
Yeah.
think rules are very structured and rigid, and principles are so much more fluid. And we can just kind of, it's a whole ethical thing, spiritual. I love that. So thank you. And is there anything else you would like to share with the audience?
Um, yeah, I'd love to share a few things. Thank you. I think I want to tell you all that please care for yourself. Anything you do, if you, sometimes people miss out that I love my family, I love my nation, I love this community, and I will just do for them. It's a wrong idea. Why people will count on you if you don't look good, if you are not fit with your health, with your mind, and if you are not having that joyful of yourself. So it's never too late to work on yourself, develop yourself, find those desires of your inner soul, and get into your inner wisdom and love yourself. And sometimes we are so hard on ourselves, so just be easy on yourself. If you have made mistakes in the past, if it doesn't add value to you today, please chop it out and create a new page. Start writing your own story with those positive power and energy. Absolutely. And another thing I would like to share that is about myself, that I do not know how and why, as I'm a spiritual being and believer of a divine power. I believe in positive energy, thoughts, affirmation, and actually I manifest things in that way. That's what I believe. I'm influence of the universe. So I do connect with beautiful mind. I mean, I really don't go and search, but it just fall into place. So that is the power of your positive mindset. That is the power of your positive affirmation. That I do not know that when I'm gonna meet those beautiful ladies, it just fall into my place. We got connected. So you need to understand there is a divine power playing for us, how we are connected. You are sitting in California, she is from another land, I'm from another land. We are here today and we are sharing each other's insights with
Yeah.
the world. Isn't it powerful? The magic is here. When you learn to connect to the divine power and reach those beautiful minds, that excites me more than anything. Yeah.
Woo! On that note, yes, amen to
Thank
that.
you.
Amen.
Thank you. Amen. As we close our show, we toast to our love, the peace, manifesting the divine power within us, our confidence that it will show up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Shall we cheers?
Cheers. Thank you,
Cheers.
Faiza. We
Thank
love
you.
having you. Cheers,
Same here. I
ladies.
just loved it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.